Hello, I am so glad to see you here on this beautiful winter's day. My name is Noelle Johnson, otherwise known as AZ Plant Lady, and I help desert dwellers create, grow, and maintain a beautiful garden that thrives in a hot, dry climate. And today, I would like to talk to you about something that I'm struggling with right now in my own garden. I'm getting really tired of looking at the brown, crispy growth on my frost tender plants, like my bougainvillea and lantanas and yellow bells. Winter's not their best season. And I really want to grab my pruners and start pruning them, even though I know it's way too early. So to keep myself from doing this every year, because it always happens in February, I'm really wanting to get out there and get those pruned away. The reason I don't do it was years ago, I worked on golf courses, about 20 years ago. And with golf courses, you don't want anything looking ugly or messy. And so even though it was January and February and we had frost damaged plants that really you're supposed to leave alone, we had to go in and prune them back because it was ugly. And we had another freeze event when the temperatures dipped below 32 degrees. And those plants that we had pruned back actually died. They never grew back. So we had to rip them out and we had to go in and plant new ones. The reason that happened was, although that brown, ugly growth here you go, like it's brown and it's ugly. There's nothing pretty about it. But what it does, it actually helps protect the inside of your plant. So the inside of your plant, more of the central branches and even the roots, are protected by this dead outer growth. And if you prune it away, which you should do later, but whenever we prune anything, it stimulates new growth. And that new growth is especially susceptible to frost damage. And as I mentioned before, it can actually kill your plant if you do it too early. Now, I tend to be impatient this time of year, and I'm really wanting to get out there and prune back my plants. What you can do is you want to know when your average last frost date is for your area. I live in the greater Phoenix area. For us, the last average frost date is usually late February or the first week of March. And at that point, you could go in, grab your pruners, and go at it and have a good time. But if you really want to do it a couple of weeks early, check out your long-range weather forecast. Usually they're about 10 days out at the furthest. And if there are no days that are scheduled anywhere near the 30s, then you can probably go in there and prune your things back a little early. But it is still a risk because weather's not always reliable. So you can cheat a little bit sometimes. So what also helps me this time of year from concentrating on the brown crispy growth is that I have a lot of really beautiful winter flowering shrubs. And that includes feathery cassia, which has really pretty yellow blossoms. I've got my valentine, which has red. And I've got my bluebells, which have purple blooms. So I concentrate on those and ignore the others, knowing that in a few weeks I'll be able to prune those back, and before I know it, they'll be in full bloom for me again.